So one of our sources for systematic theology is what we call biblical theology. The second one is what's called historical theology, because the church has a history. And one of the frustrations for the theologians, such as myself in this day, is to see controversies break out among churches today, and in the seminaries and in the colleges today, that seem to be brand new, fresh theological disputes that the church has gone through time and time and time again in the past. And the church has met in council to settle disputes where the whole Christian world agreed on the Trinity, for example. And we saw the Council of Nicaea and the Council of Chalcedon. And so the historical theologian looks at how doctrine has developed in the life of the church historically, at the crisis points when heresies emerged and how the church responded to the heresies. So that's basically a function of a historian, to look at those historical developments. And then thirdly, we have what we call systematic theology. And I said the systematician's job is to look at the source of the biblical data and also to look at the source of the historical developments in controversies and in church councils and in creeds and in confessions, and then also to examine the insights of the great minds that the church has been blessed with over the centuries. Remember that the New Testament tells us that God, in His grace, has given teachers to the church. And not all of us are as astute as somebody like Augustine or a Luther or a Calvin or an Edwards, some of these titans of church history, who are by no means infallible. They do not have the authority of an apostle, but nevertheless, the sheer magnitude of their research and the depths of their understanding is something that profits the church in every age. St. Thomas Aquinas was called the Doctor Angelicus. The systematician also studies the great theologians of the past, not just the creeds and the confessions of the church, but also the insights of the master teachers that God has given His church throughout history. And so that's the task of systematic theology, is to look at the biblical information, to look at the historical, to look at the systematic, and so on, and bring it all together.